What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioWest 3 Raw TV. Today we're going to talk about something that this one really gets me, and I want you guys to be informed. That is the whole point, and I've told people time and time again, I don't want you to just take my word for what the fuck I'm saying. What I want you to do is actually take what I'm saying and go research it for yourself. Find out the things for yourself, see what's really going on, and hopefully the words that are coming out of my mouth, I sound like fucking Jackie Chan. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I feel like those should hopefully stimulate you mentally enough to say, I want to check into this because I wonder if Jerry's full of shit, which, hey, that's fine. Or I wonder if Jerry's telling the truth, or I wonder if I got caught in this. Okay, now, what the fuck am I talking about? I like to preface everything with a little something to make you think before I even talk about the things that we're going to talk about. Now, I was just getting off of Skype tonight earlier, and I was talking to Jackson, was the individual's name. So what's up, Jackson? And I actually met Jackson before in, I think it was California. Anyways, so we were talking about, different individuals and how much knowledge they had and why they wouldn't be forthcoming with certain amounts of information. He was like, well, why didn't this person tell me about that? And I told him flat out, I said, because the person doesn't actually know. And here's the problem. So we'll take trainers. We're just going to take trainers in general, right? So everybody groups trainers into one thing. Basically, the people that are going to help you get to your goal. Like a doctor. Like all doctors are kind of grouped into like know-it-all, be-all, end-all, super knowledgeable. Basically, just there's like God and doctors right underneath God because they know everything, right? And that's not the case. Just because someone is labeled a doctor does not make them super knowledgeable, okay, about everything in the world. Now, that being said, when I speak from experience. If you're like, Jerry, how do you get off drugs? I can say, look, here's the deal. This is what I did. This is what worked for me. Hopefully this works for you. If you, Jerry, how do I gain 30 pounds? Jerry, how do I take steroids? Jerry, how do I do a diet? Jerry, how do I put crap on my sneakers because I'm a sneakerhead? Jerry, how do I make sure that this sneaker is real and I'm not getting ripped off? Like things that I know about, I'm going to talk to you guys about, okay? And that is part of being a good human being. Not talking about shit that you don't know, leading people down another path, which actually talking about things you don't know, taking money from people about things that you don't know. That fucking upsets me. Now, there are people right now, okay, like we were talking about trainers, right? That have this is like a new trend. I'm watching this trend. Gary Vee is the reason why this fucking trend started, okay? People looked at Gary Vee and they listen to what he says and then they regurgitate what he says because Gary Vee is super popular. He knows the fuck he's talking about. He has sacrificed a lot of time, sacrificed a lot of energy, worked like a motherfucker, basically invented the way wine is shipped online from wherever the fuck he ships it from. I think it's New York because he's a Jets fan. Now they look at him and they go, yeah, like millions of people like him. He came out of nowhere, which he really didn't. He makes millions of dollars. He's a millionaire. He's a successful businessman. And what he talks about, yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about because I'm going to do the same things. I'm going to be just like him. I'm going to be a millionaire. I want to buy the Jets too. I want to fucking, I want people to listen to me. I want people to think I'm fucking cool. And basically, what they do is they formulate this plan to become like Gary Vee, but they charge you. They charge you. Now you're like, Jerry, what the fuck are you talking about? So here's the deal. There are people out there that are doing coaching, and I don't mean online fitness coaching. I'm talking about business coaching. This one fucking just about knocked me off the fucking horse, right? Business coaching. And I know some of these individuals, right? And I'm like, well, that's interesting, kind of veering off into this. What happened with the other thing you were doing? Like, that wasn't working out. Like, what do you mean it wasn't working out? You started this company before. What the fuck did you go from this company, which has nothing to do with the fuck you're doing now, into being a business coach and actually charging money from people to tell them how to be successful at business? How did you fucking come about doing that? They're like, oh, it's just something I've always been passionate about. That's fucking bullshit because you weren't talking about this shit a year ago and you never fucking mentioned it to me before. There's nothing in your social media. Bullshit. So where the fuck did this come from? That's when they realized the business they had before failed. And they don't even fucking know why it failed. Pretty much it's because of them. It's because of their personality, their business plan, their business practices, who they are as a person. It fucking failed miserably and they shut it down. It's not like it was so successful that they sold it off. That would be one thing. Or it's so successful that someone else is running it for them while they sit by the pool. That would be another thing, right? That's creating something that is 100% worth whatever the fuck people are paying for it. And then what you do is hire people to do the work for you and you basically give them a piece of the profits by paying them. That's how that works. But if you shut down a fucking business that you failed, okay, you absolutely failed. And that industry or whatever doesn't even want you around anymore because of the practices and the type of person you are, how in the flying fuck could you start a new business? What you do is you leave that alone, you let some time, let everything settle, right? They delete all their fucking social media so nothing is around anymore from that previous thing. There's no more fucking shipping company or whatever the fuck it is that they were doing, right? That's all gone. Like if you Google it, you can't even find any of it. I mean, you can find things here and there, but it was never a big business to begin with, right? So they basically don't have a name because their name is shit now. They don't have a business because they went out of business. They've deleted all fucking reference of the business like it never existed. They're starting from scratch, which is okay. But how do you start from scratch? Telling people how to be successful at their businesses, which they're new. I hate entrepreneurs. They're all these entrepreneurs. They're all looking for business coaches, people that have done it before, like Gary Vee, Mark Cuban, Shark Tank. That's what they want. And because the internet is such a place where you can create anything you want, you can be anybody that you want in a fucking click of a mouse, these people are taking on an assumed identity that is not true. They're not successful business people. They don't even know how to create a business plan for themselves to make it work. But then what happened is they start gathering, I don't even know how, I think they actually buy email lists, because I don't even know how the fuck these people start these Facebook groups and these fucking forums and shit, right? That costs you basically nothing to create a forum, right? They create this forum, they get a few hundred people in the fucking forum. Next thing you know, they're selling themselves to these people. I will be your personal coach for $1,000 a month. I will help you get your fucking business off the ground. I will help you become successful. And I'm sitting here going, you yourself are not successful. The only success you're having is by basically, and I'm going to put this right out there, ripping people off. You're taking money from people, claiming to be an expert about something you're not an expert in, something you've never done successfully yourself, something you have run from because you failed at it miserably, but yet you have reinvented this new character of yourself that you are this business tycoon that knows all the fucking milks and crannies and zigs and zags to become a successful millionaire creating a business from the ground up. That's what you have actually put yourself out there as. That's what you're telling people you are. That's what you have created. And it's not true. You're none of those things. You're lying. And when you're lying and taking money from people saying something you're not, you are now a fucking scammer. You are scamming people out of their money. Now, I don't give a shit if that person takes your advice that you took from Gary Vee, or you took from Mark Cuban, or you took from fucking Mr. Wonderful, or any of those motherfuckers, and ran with it and became successful. That wasn't you that did it. You may have a big enough ego to where you think it's you that helped that person. You regurgitated information that someone else actually put the work in learning how to do. You regurgitated something else that someone else fucking put their money on the line, put their time on the line, and they created that. You basically were like a little bridge. And that is fine by saying, hey, you know what? Let me turn you on to this guy, blah, 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 whatever. If you're business mentoring, whatever the fuck you're doing, taking money from somebody, regurgitating what you heard from someone else when you've never even done it yourself is a fucking scam. You should be able to look someone in the eye and say, how do you create $1 million company, right? And you should be able to look them in the eye and say, I did it like this. And this is how you can do it too. If you can't do that, you have no fucking business taking people's money, telling them how to do something that you have no clue how to do. Because here's the thing. You may listen to Mark Cuban and all these guys. It's like a mechanic, right? You could read every book in the fucking world about how to fix this engine. You could read every fucking, you can go online, you can get the fucking specs and printed, downloaded, you can print them out and have the fucking blueprint right there and how to do all this stuff. And someone who has built this engine 100 times will say, well, there's a lot of things when doing this that you're going to have to figure out on your own that thing doesn't tell you. You're like, fuck it, I have all the information. You're cocky as fuck. You take the engine apart, a little fucking washer falls in between the thing, you can't get to it. And you're like, fuck, you're trying to figure out how to do it. You're like, fuck, I don't even know how to, I got to replace that washer. What the fuck? You're Googling, you're watching on YouTube, you can't figure out how to do it. Now, the guy that's been doing it for 1,000,000 years, what he does is put like a piece of carpet under there before he even starts the job. When that thing fucking falls, he pulls the carpet out, there it is, boom, done. You know why? Because he's fucking done it. He is successful at it and he can teach somebody what he knows. He's not going to teach them the basics that anybody can find anywhere, that they're just too fucking stupid and lazy to Google. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet you could learn more by watching Shark Tank than hiring some of these fucking people that will help you build your business, create your worth. If you have to create your worth for someone, like, I mean, this is what these people do. They have basically created a character of worth, right? I'm going to help you become a millionaire with your business. Okay, well, how do you do that? Well, basically, what I can do for you is, what can you do for me? Tell me. Well, I can tell you what this person said, but that person already said it. So shouldn't I just go to that person? Well, here's the thing, right? They're so big that you can't have access to them. So I'm like the next best thing. But you haven't accomplished what they've accomplished. You haven't done what they've done. If you ever watch Shark Tank, which is a great show to learn from, I'm telling you right now, there are questions that those sharks will ask the people. That those people who already have businesses that are fairly successful, that they may not need to be billionaires, but they can't fucking answer. And the sharks will say, if you can't answer that, I can't work with you. I'm sorry. Why can't those people answer what the sharks are asking? They might be Jerry Shark Tank. I'm asking a question. Why can't those people answer? Because they've never done it. Those sharks have the experience, and that's why they're worth the money. That's why they're worth hiring, worth going on that show, worth getting, because they will take your fucking business because they have done it all. They've taken every fucking type of business, or their niches anyways, right? And they have created enormous amounts of wealth, created enormous amounts of success over and over and over again. They have learned new things every time they did it. So they have this toolbox of tools that they can use at their fucking disposal, to help you get off the ground. And they're going to make money from you too. But now you have these people that are like, give me 1,000, give me 1,500, give me 5,000, whatever, and I'll help you get your thing off the ground. And what they do is they go Google, or they watch Shark Tank, or they read a fucking book, and then they tell you how to do it, and they get you all amped up. And now here's the great part. You might actually go out there, and let's say you're a personal trainer, right? And this person's teaching you how to be a personal trainer because you don't know. You gave them $5,000 to be your business coach. You're talking to them through text and stuff, and you sign your first $1,500 fucking ticket. Oh, I sold $1,500 training. I'm on my way, right? And that person's like, see, I told you, just trust in me, right? Then another person pops up. And you're selling these things, great, but you're going through the business, and guess what? You're not answering the questions the way that these clients need to be answered. You're not giving them the service because the person coaching you doesn't even know anything about the service. They don't know how to give the right service. They're just telling you how to fucking basically talk and scam them out of their money. They're not teaching you how to give them the product. They're not teaching them how to give them the service. So now what happens is that fucking folds real quick because these people are not happy with, they spent $5,000, they spent $1,000, whatever. They're not happy with what they're getting out of it because that worth is not there. And because they've created a worth. It's not actually building a worth. When you build a worth, you start from scratch. You create 3 personal training companies. You build them from scratch. You build them to $40 million companies. You have built something. When you create something, you go online and make a fucking fake account, make a website. You've created something that doesn't exist. So you're, as a fake business consultant, you're creating your own worth, which is not real. Okay, I'm sorry. Your knowledge is not worth whatever the fuck your time is worth something, but your knowledge is not worth what the fuck you're giving them. You're getting way overpaid for what you know. And you're creating that for them, so now they think you haven't built it, you've created it. Now you're helping them create something. They're not building it, they're creating it. You've helped them create something that is not real. It's not based on knowledge. It's not based on any kind of business plan whatsoever except for what you read or regurgitated, what you've never done. So you don't know what to do when these things come up. So you shoot by the fly of your pants. Like, tell them this. Tell them that, because you're still mentoring this person. She goes back or he goes back and tells these people what you're telling them. They wind up dropping them. They say, I want my fucking money back. I want a percentage back, whatever. No, fuck. Next thing you know, they're online fucking talking mad shit about the person. And like, look, here's the deal. Like, they're supposed to help me become a fucking millionaire. They took $5,000 of my money. I signed a $1,500 fucking account. I signed another one for $500, another one for $200. So I didn't even make my money back. And then when it came time to fucking zig and zag and I came up with problems, they couldn't help me with it. They would give me shit advice. That's your fucking fault. You didn't even look into that person. If I approach you and say, I'm going to help you become the best fucking trainer in the world, you better Google my fucking name. You better go out there and ask questions. You better go out there and be like, how come you don't have, if you're going to help me be a millionaire, how come you're not out there with a fucking Instagram page showing how many fucking millions of dollars you've made? How come you're not showing all the clients that you've built up to be millionaires? Why isn't all this stuff out there? You didn't even fucking check. You listened to somebody based on what this kind of spiel they gave you, what kind of off the fucking hip introduction to themselves, which they completely manufactured, made up, right? And you listened to that and fucking ran with it and gave them money. This is part of the problem. These are not fitness scams. These are real life scams. And what's happening is I'm getting information back to me like, yeah, that person is no longer allowed here. That no person fucking is no longer welcome here. And I'm like, why not? They're like, because they're fucking scamming people. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they start explaining what's going on. I'm like, that person too? What the fuck? That person has never created a successful business ever. How the fuck are they doing that? And they were like, well, no, but they took money from these people, and these people now are pissed, and they came to us and be like, have this person representing your fucking company. They took our money. And they go after these bigger, not go after, but they go to these bigger companies and be like, how could you let this person work for you? They're on the fucking face of your thing. They're fucking promoting your company. They're all over the place, and they are literally taking my money and fucking leaving me out to dry. They're not fucking giving me the truth. They're bullshitting me. They fucking scammed me. I'm sitting back and I'm starting to look at all these things and I'm like, Gary Vee is very inspiring, right? A good friend of mine, Chris Cavallini, extremely inspiring where he came from. When I have questions about shit, I know that Chris has gone from the fucking bottom of the barrel from his background, being arrested, selling drugs, right? Fucking in bad places, homeless, eating out of fucking trash cans, to being a multi-fucking millionaire with a business that ships nationwide to where they can almost not even keep up with it, driving the fucking Lambo, the H1 Alpha, fucking traveling on private jets, doing it. He's doing it. I've seen it. He flew me out there. I fucking walked around the company. Nutrition Solutions has become successful, multi-million-dollar company from an individual who started from scratch. That guy I'm going to listen to. Matter of fact, he was the one, instead of giving me advice, turned me on to Gary Vee. Chris didn't say, hey, give me $5,000 and I'll help you. He goes, fuck, I learned this from this. Here's Gary Vee. Why don't you start looking at his stuff? He gave me all kinds of valuable information for free, which helped me start Gifd Labs. I am not going to take fucking advice from someone less successful than me. I think that was a Kanye song. I don't take advice from people less successful than me. Whatever the fuck it was. But he's true. If you own a $1.8 million fucking company like fucking Kanye, some dude that came up to you who's made $10,000 so far says, it would be great for your business if you did this. You think Kanye is going to go, fuck, that's a brilliant idea. He may go, really? Have you tried it? What happens because Kanye's going to have enough insight to say, when this happens, what are you going to do when that happens? Well, what about this when it's compounded happens? What are you going to do to compound that and combat that? And when that guy doesn't have the answers, that's why you don't take fucking advice from people less than successful than you. You may have an idea and be motivated by something they said that clicks and you can make something work because it was inspired by that person's words. But to take advice from somebody who's never done it, to take advice from somebody who has failed at it, closed up shop and run away and disappeared to clean the slate so that no one will know that they failed so they can represent themselves as something successful, is a fucking scam. It's a scam artist. It's a fucking scam. It's not real. And if you pay someone fucking money without checking into who they fucking really are, what they've accomplished, getting recommendations, seeing what they have fucking built, and making sure that they have gotten to where you want to be, that's on you, not the scam artist. Scam artists are scam artists. That's what they do. They're going to fucking scam. So if you have a dream, a vision, a business, and you want to protect that, and you want to grow it, and you want that to be the thing that you put your all into your life, you want to be so motivated that you created something that long after you're gone, still, like the people that own McDonald's, it's still going on. They're fucking dead. You want something that transcends time and it literally is going to be there as a legacy for you. And you fucking give somebody money who's never done it themselves because you haven't fucking checked into it. Well, I'm willing to bet you don't have a fucking business plan. If you do, it's a shitty business plan. I'm willing to bet you don't even know enough about the products or business that you're doing to begin with, because you're already hiring somebody that knows fucking less than you do probably about the shit that fucking you're doing. And all that person knows about is how to take money from you while giving you the words that you want to hear so that you feel better about giving them the money that they put in their fucking bank account while you still struggle with barely enough information to get off the ground and be successful just because someone's holding your hand telling you can do it. Now here's the difference. Someone can hold your hand and tell you can do it and you're going to get to a certain point. But it ain't going to be to the fucking fullest extent that you could possibly be, because there are so many problems that come up that you have to know how to work with these things, work around them, and get through them and complete those tasks to get to the next point. If somebody has never done it, there's no way they can fucking tell you how to do it, period. When I started Gifd Labs, I knew nothing. I knew a lot about supplements. I knew a little bit about the business of supplements themselves. And I think a lot of people expected me to start a company where I had this big warehouse and offices. I said, it's coming out of my fucking garage. Why? Because I listened to Jay fucking Cutler, a very good friend of mine. And when people like him, Cavallini, people talk that have done it and become wealthy and successful and built the things that I'm going in that direction, you listen to those people. When Jay said, when you start out, you need to start out small and keep control over it. You need to learn as much as you possibly can. I want to pack the boxes. I want to print the fucking labels. I want to sign every fucking paper with a thank you note that goes in that fucking box. I want to talk to the fucking mailman and become good friends with him because he's going to be coming picking up all my shit, making my business fucking move. That is where I started. I didn't fucking suddenly come out and say, that's right, I own Gifd Labs, multi-million-dollar company. No, man, I'm starting from fucking scratch. I got zero. If someone comes to me and says, Jerry, how do you make a successful fucking supplement company? I go, I don't fucking know. Why? Because I haven't done it yet. Wasn't Gifd Labs successful? No, it's brand fucking new. Although some people would see it as being successful already and think that you're already a millionaire from it, they would want to know how you did it. My thing is, I'd go, well, here's the deal. This is where I started and I'm still working on it. So as I go, I ask people that are more successful that I can actually tell that they were more successful. People that are on paper, people that are real fucking people. People want to ask them a question, they can fucking answer me and not regurgitate something Gary Vee said. And that is how to get to that next level. But guys, trust me, there are people out there right now waiting to take your fucking money and they don't give a fuck about you. They haven't accomplished fucking shit. They create characters and things that are not real. They even create fake businesses too, so you can look at that. So you got to dig a little bit. But be careful, guys. There's a lot of people out there talking about business coaching and da-da-da-da. If you're going to teach someone how to be a fucking millionaire, you better goddamn well be one yourself or created. Well, no, you better be one yourself. You better goddamn well have created multiple fucking millionaires before you're out there suggesting people hire you to make them fucking millionaires. If you do out there just jumping the gun saying, I'm going to do this because nobody's going to fucking know, you're a fucking scam artist. BioStraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostraining.com. The scam artist bicep. This is fucking bullshit, and we are out.